Excellencies, distinguished guests and colleagues, for the first time in over 5 decades, Syria is entering a new era, one where the fall of the Assad regime has opened the door for genuine transformation. This moment is a responsibility, demanding a commitment to shared principles that can safeguard Syria's transition and fulfill the aspirations that Syrian women and men have fought for so hard. Syria's transition must be guided by unwavering principles of justice, accountability, the rule of law, and equal citizenship. Dismantling the structures of exclusion and repression that defined the previous era is essential to preventing a relapse into authoritarianism. An independent and vibrant civic space is fundamental in this regard. We, Syrian civil society actors, are eager to engaging constructively and critically with a democratic Syrian government in pursuit of a principled transition for our country. The transition must be Syrian-led and democratic, rooted in socio-economic recovery that can stabilize security and advance transitional and social justice. This requires the immediate lifting of sanctions, support for a sustainable and just recovery, and the necessary resources to sustain an independent civic space. As we navigate this critical period of transition, we must recognize the significant external threats facing Syria, its security, territorial integrity, democratic transition, and civil peace. Foremost among these are Israeli violations of our territory and the attempts of regional and international powers to exploit the fragile situation in our country to reinstate the ousted regime. We must also acknowledge the profound and multi-layered challenges left in the wake of the Assad regime. After more than 5 decades of tyranny and 14 years of war, the regime has deliberately destroyed the country's institutions, infrastructure, and economy, fostering sectarian and socio-economic divisions and deepening societal fractures. The severe poverty affecting an estimated 90% of the Syrian population, coupled with the pervasive spread of arms and ongoing security instability, signals an extremely fragile situation that's prone to explosion at any moment. The recent violence and atrocities in the coastal region stand as yet another testament to this Assad's legacy. Addressing these challenges requires an immediate and serious commitment to building a democratic and inclusive civil state founded on justice, accountability, equal citizenship, and the rule of law. Central to this is the urgent initiation of a genuine transitional justice process that addresses all the atrocities committed before and after the fall of the Assad regime, ensuring that all victims' rights are upheld and all perpetrators are held accountable. This process must ensure non-repetition and redress of harm without turning into a tool of revenge. This is the responsibility of the Syrian government. Indeed, at this critical juncture in our transition, the Syrian government has profound responsibilities to meet in order to safeguard the political transition. But we, as Syrian civic actors, have a crucial role to support here, and so do you, the international community. We are at the forefront of a historic moment today, one that has the potential to transform Syria from a fragile, aid-dependent country into a stabilized, self-sustaining state. This calls for a shift in the approach to aid, While humanitarian assistance remains critically important, international aid to Syria must move from crisis response to a recovery-focused strategy that can transcend the foundations of conflict and create opportunities for peace. International aid must prioritize rebuilding the country and its economy. Recovery must be locally led and owned, adhering to human rights due diligence, addressing recent violations, preventing recurrence, and contributing to transitional and social justice. It must ensure that all Syrians, including those forcibly displaced, have access to dignified housing, essential services, and their full human rights. And in this regard, it's essential to emphasize that refugee return must remain voluntary, safe, and dignified, never forced. International aid should moreover focus on restoring the country's institutional infrastructure, fostering good governance, social cohesion, security stabilization, and the rule of law. The localized agenda is crucial here, with aid channeled through principled state institutions and Syrian civil society organizations. Syria's recovery cannot be separated from its political transition process. The rebuilding of state institutions is at the heart of this, starting with an inclusive and participatory transitional government, one that operates with integrity and represents the interests and aspirations of all Syrians authentically. Syria's recovery further requires a continued and inclusive national dialogue, one that genuinely shapes the transition towards the new Syria. Such dialogue process must inform the drafting of a new social contract, ultimately culminating in a new constitution for the country. Standing with Syria to meet the needs of a successful transition means ensuring that international aid and diplomatic efforts do not jeopardize the formation of this transitional government, nor the continuation of the national dialogue. More broadly, it implicates supporting the rebuilding of the country's institutional infrastructure, including that of our civic space, and the unions, syndicates, associations, independent media, and civil society organizations that operate within it. This, in turn, requires the immediate lifting of sanctions. The international community must recognize that maintaining sanctions could undermine the transitional political process due to their severe impact on rebuilding state institutions and the economy, which are essential for security, stabilization, and peace building. Sanctions also limit our ability as civic actors to reclaim our country and protect our civic space, while further obstructing opportunities for Syrians to invest in revitalizing the economy and supporting the country's recovery. Time is ticking, and every second risks entrenching more instability. The challenges before us are immense, but so too is the strength and determination of the Syrian people. A better future is within our reach, one where all Syrian women and men can rebuild their lives in dignity and freedom. The responsibility to make this vision a reality falls upon all of us. Thank you.